That's good. I don't know much about why the students here are here.
But both you and Raph, like, you guys are magical guys, so it's really good for you, right?
He'll be like, really good. How do you figure that, Himiko?
Because you'll never have a good body. ...
And he'll be like,
Oh, I suppose good is underselling it. You'll never have a superb body. So, magic class means that since you guys are really good at magic, you can continue being good at magic and learn more magic. Because you guys are magical guys.
But
right. I suppose I'll just be blunt about it. I don't care very much to take this class.
Oh. It's not that bad, is it?
No, I wouldn't describe it as bad. I'd just say that it doesn't interest me.
Doesn't interest you?
Yes.
Huh?
What exactly are you learning?
Well, today was about the cycle between humans and demons and the thing we don't know about that empowers the demons that we make ourselves out of we don't know what.
Leo just kind of internally sighs when she says the thing we don't know about. That's very bad to him. He'll be like, yes, see. That's the kind of thing that I would be just fine hearing about. I don't need to study it.
But you like studying?
Yes, I do.
Do you like being a mythopoetic?
He'll be like? You just kind of think to Shax and then say, it's interesting, though it brings with it its fair share of hassles.
So, do you like it?
I think a better thing would be to say he accepts it.
Yes, I wouldn't really say that I like it or enjoy it.
You know, you could just give it up, right?
Yes, I do think I have heard about that.
Especially since you have sax, there'd be plenty of church people wanting to exercise you.
Sorry.
Himiko, how long have you been attending this academy?
Today was her first day here.
Ah. Are you only in this class?
Well, I have to talk about it with Yuri-chan, but well, between you and me and Raph and Ona-chan, school's pretty boring, so it's way more fun here. So I want to do my classes here.
Ah, right. Yes. Well, I suppose as long as everything's in order, he just kind of says. And then he goes, right, well, Anyways, I've already determined what my class schedule is. I'm not going to be changing it at the moment. And even though I wouldn't say I particularly am thrilled at what's been going on, it's not something that's an objective negative, so I don't see the point in getting rid of it.
You're like a tsundere. Or is it a crude-dairy? It's I'm kind of getting both vibes.
She raises an eyebrow.
You know, like how you're cool and distant, like the ice that envelops your heart, but deep down you want it to melt away and you want your freedom. Those chains that are binding you to sacks. You know, you want to break free, but at the same time they provide you comfort and familiarity.
Okay. He'll be like...
Raph is hiding a smirk.
And he'll just glance over at Raph and be like, You've been studying psychology with her, right?
Yep.
Is that going well?
I think I did the worst in my class there.
Well, I suppose that falls on the student then.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Right. Well then, I just kind of look around. This is the first time it's been down here. It is the basement, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know how everything's like super purple and clean cut and stuff?
Yes.
This looks like a dingy classroom with like the flickering light and the brown table and chairs.
Does it actually look like a dungeon or something?
It doesn't look like a dungeon, but you do see a wet patch on the corner of the wall.
I also got
Jesus
the impression it sort of had a steampunky feel to it as well. Or is that just
Yeah,
my
like you see like a
imagination?
radio that looked like it could have come from a submarine.
Alright. See, in my head, I've just always been kind of thinking of it as potions class. Except with the nice teacher. Well, Snape is nice. Anyways, yeah, looking around, he'd be like, you intend to continue hanging around? Your class let out quite a while ago.
Well, me and Raph are going to decide what to do, right?
Yeah, I guess. Here, let's go speak over there, I guess.
Right. Did you come to speak to Ona-chan or something?
I do try and drag Himiko off.
But I want to know.
Well, they need to know first. What do you want to do tonight or today?
Oh, right. Well, we can go here, and I guess you'll be led off.
Yes.
Yeah. Good hound. It's what Ku is.
Like, Yuri will just kind of shout after him, "Ooh, I want to come too!" Like, in a really sarcastic voice.
Yeah. Good. Ria will just kind of groan and then go, I do believe that would be what's known as a third wheel. Besides, I was hoping that I could ask you a few questions. I'm sure you'd love the opportunity to try and convince me again, wouldn't you?
Oh, right. So, do you want the position now? I suppose I can go and look for the fancy robes and stuff. Not really much of a ceremony. I'd have to write invitations.
No, not that. Not that much of a commitment yet. I had questions based on something that occurred a few days ago.
Ooh. Well, I suppose, considering you could have spoken to that collective anywhere within the premises.
She means Ona-chan, right?
Yes.
And he'll be like, right. Well, while I'm sure that Ona-chan has some answers, I'll just kind of pause and go, I don't think that everything that I want to know is happening within the school.
Well, you found me. Not exactly that I was hiding, though.
Yes, well, he'll just kind of pause and go, I have to confess, I didn't expect you to be enrolled here in this kind of program.
I am too old to be an official student, and what better way to be close to our dear leader?
Ah, yes, right. I suppose it would put you very near him in his day-to-day activities.
Besides, in order to find out more about this academy, what better place? And she'll just kind of run her finger along the table, like you know when you put your finger to your wrist or something to check your heartbeat.
Yeah.
She's doing that finger motion. She'll be like,
Uh-huh.
what better place to understand why he's chosen to lower himself to that? I believe he's known as the gym class teacher.
Mm. He's the athletics head and instructor, yes?
Hmm.
Of course, there is also the fact that besides that, more importantly, he's on the board of governors, right? Yeah.
Ah,
Whatever.
right. I believe it's some sort of a hobbled board trying to peacefully negotiate how they take ownership of this land, considering that historically it is under the Genji line, but at the same time it's nothing to do with us.
Mm.
It's of a mythology quite foreign.
Mm.
But
Foreign.
I suppose that will come another time. So
Yes,
go
I
ahead.
suppose it will. Right. And he'll just kind of look. He'll pull a chair out and sit down. Take in a deep breath and let it out and go. Right, well, I suppose the main thing I wanted to ask is. Well, I'll start with confirming something. Are you aware of what happened on premises? I know that you're enrolled in this class, but I don't know if you've heard anything. I'm sure there are rumors going around as to what happened 2 days ago between our Nakatomi-san and Fujiwara-san.
Ah, yes, I believe it was. I believe it was quite the. It was quite the cat fight.
He'll just kind of bite his lip and go, I wouldn't say so lightly about it, but then again, I did witness it. But yes, they had a conflict on ground.
Yuri will just kind of shrug and be like, I believe her Imperial Princess would have won if it wasn't for those pesky convenient vending machine items. Ah, I suppose that is the downfall of the almighty cloistered, that they're too stubborn to realize that the world is moving on without them.
Yeah, we'll just kind of be quiet for a moment and then go, right. Well, from what I could see, and granted I wasn't there at the start, I only noticed once the crowd was gathering, is that it was something of a official, I suppose, challenge.
Mm.
Minamoto was there. He gave it his blessing, I suppose, that it would be allowed. I suppose then that there wasn't any rule that such items can't be used. No honor broken in that.
When it comes to her imperial highness, it would be most shameful if she were to use anything that wasn't anointed already. Oh no, no, no! Technically, there isn't, but you'd be damn sure that people would know about it.
Hmm. Right. Well, I wanted to know if you could explain to me what happened. I don't think you know any of the personal details, but Reiko, she was different that day. She still is. Something changed about her, and then she and then Katsume challenged her. Has something happened that you might have heard about?
Oh, well, I'm not particularly close to the Fujiwara children. Their part in history.
Right. But surely there must be talk.
Oh, yes, there is talk. I'm surprised you're asking me about your fellow dorm mate. Isn't it a responsibility for a young, aspiring student council member to know more about their fellow students?
Okay. I'm gonna roll. Yes. Gonna roll my expression with my blatant lies. 6. Okay, 6. He'll be like, to know about the public circumstances, yes, but it's not exactly my place to intrude upon their private lives. I'm not in the lifestyle department. Rio's covering up the fact that, I don't know, it's uncomfortable being around her. Like, it feels dirty. Because he is heavily affected by that. We found that out at breakfast yesterday.
Right. I suppose I any siblings, perhaps, that are of a similar age to you, or close family members that you are considered to be of equal level to? Just in case you try to do anything of the sort yourself. Don't.
And he'd be like, no siblings or close family members that are close enough in age to me.
Right. I believe that was invoked by Nakatomi Katsumi. I suppose it was both an opportunity and her downfall.
Right. I'm sorry, you kind of... I mean, I got most of the message, but you cut out what was invoked?
I didn't say the name
okay.
or anything.
Okay, so you didn't say it. Good. Alright, then in that case, the question will become in character. Ria would be like, what was invoked?
You know, Resido isn't exactly the correct term since it's older than that, but think of it on the same principle. Honor. Representing your family is more than just an individual, you're a collective. When one family member does something that is a sin, the other family members take it upon themselves. That's not an unfamiliar concept to you.
Rio nods, he understands this.
Right. Well, considering that Nakatomi Fujiwara were of similar age, she was able to take this upon herself and issue a challenge and let the fight decide who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Usually, people well, nowadays they exile before you'd be killed. But I suppose that is a perk of being born within this era.
He'll be like, so you're saying that Katsumi tried to stop Reiko from committing a sin against her family?
Right. Assuming that she had the right duel, she'd be able to take the persona of Reiko and thus would kill off any surrounding feelings, memories, or emotions that came with the contract that she forged, thus being able to steer her back onto the right path. But she didn't, and Reiko remains what she has made of herself now.
He'll be like, and what has she made of herself? She has a different persona now, but that doesn't feel like the only thing that's different.
Right. Well, you do have associated gone through persona changes, and you have seen their effect on their psyche unless you're emotionally obtuse.
Go on.
Well, when it comes to being one of us, when you go against the flock, so to say, the flock knows that you have gone against them. It's, I suppose it turns on the switch in us saying, stay away from this person, they are a traitor. They have committed the worst of crimes. You do not associate with, for they have become, I suppose, dirtied.
It'll just be like, what crime is that?
I believe it's usually to do with murder. That's a pretty common one. Also betrayal, regicide, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll just have a start for a moment and then go, no, I'm certain that Rico hasn't murdered anyone.
No
Regicide.
human, no.
And he'll be like, no human? A demon. Can demons really be killed?
No, not just a demon, your persona. Your persona is part of yourself, and if you kill that off, killing somebody. Yes, as asinine as that sounds.
It sounds incredibly... whatever.
Think about it this way. Let's say that you were given a puppy by your dearest mother and father. And this puppy was a puppy that had been handed down from generation to generation. And you decided one day you didn't want the responsibility of the puppy, so you knife it. Just like that. That puppy was loved by the rest of the family. It was seen as an honor that you would take care of the puppy. But the puppy, it wants to be fed and watered and taken for walks. And, well, it can't demand that of you anymore if you just kill it.
I see. If she had any kind of understanding, Rio's a bit shaken by that analogy.
Oh yes, that's the only reason it could have been that she invoked that curse upon herself. Otherwise, I suppose she'd be in jail. Her father or Katsumi or something. I doubt she's particularly close to any of the extended family.
So... there's nothing else about it. She's betrayed the trust that was put in her from her family.
And set back that persona's myth quite considerably.
You'll be like, right. I can see where the idea of betrayal can come from shirking your responsibility, from getting rid of this entrusted persona. And I suppose if it's damaged the myth, that's something that's quite real. You'll just kind of pause and then go, but still, it's not as though the demon, the idea of Ebisu, can die.
No, but, well, you know how we Japanese are pretty belligerent when it comes to our beliefs nowadays.
I mean, you'll be like, I don't know that I'd use the word belligerent.
Unless you consider Ebisu's personage being used on beer as homage.
You'll be like, well, no, I suppose it's not exactly... It's not exactly as though it's, I suppose you could say, a bit of a graven image.
I suppose I'll ask you this then. If you saw our dear Amaterasu, as beautiful as radiant as the sun herself, if she was stabbed to death by an army of peasants, wouldn't you think less of him?
And he'd be like, think less. Well, I suppose so. I wouldn't imagine that the sun goddess would ever fall to that.
Mm, You place Amaterasu so high. Ebisu, I suppose that pretty much spells his fate out to you. He's not dead. No, but he's taken quite a knock in credibility.
I see. Discrediting a god can't really be... Well, I don't see how you can get past that.
For some gods, it killed them entirely. If it's not on the minds or the tongues of the people, then do they really exist?
He'll just pause and then go, right. Well, I understand why it happened now, I suppose. If she cast Ebisu out, and that marked her as a traitor. But why... The fact that it's so strong that such a change happened, doesn't that mean she was... Well...
Oh yes, she was primed and conditioned in order to take the reins once dear Minnie chokes the bucket, and her father isn't exactly a personable figure. People with bold heads tend to be distrusted, for good reason.
Here will raise an eyebrow and go, really? They're distrusted. I thought it was something of a practice among monks.
Do you trust monks?
And he'll just kind of pause and go, well, I suppose it depends on what we're talking about. I've never really given it much thought, if I would.
Right. Would you rather see Emperor literally who, the monk, or would you rather see Empress Fujiwara no Reiko, the radiance of the sun, mirrored in her, well, previous image?
He'll be like, I don't much like to talk of impossibilities.
Oh yes, that's very much impossible now. I suppose that's a win for us. But
He'll look at her like, what the fuck?
oh, come on now. There's no need for sensibilities when it comes to me. I already told you how that clearly lost.
Right.
Unless you don't want to do it. I can't do it, of course. I'm not an Imperial. I'm simply somebody who helped betray the Imperials back then. Oh, by the way, I hope those little phantoms inside of there aren't too concerned about that.
Should I roll something?
Yeah.
Alright, what?
Whatever you want to roll, buddy. Understanding? I don't know.
Okay.
What do you want to roll? Courage? So you don't visibly bulk?
Can I roll courage and add my understanding?
Alright.
4 and 5. Oh, good job.
Alright. She's just saying it plain as day.
Jeez. Boy, am I glad this... Boy, am I glad that this is happening. Okay, so... He'll just be like... No. Nothing like that. And then he'll just go... So... Reiko's out of the family stuff, I suppose.
Very much when you chop off your head and your feet.
Mm. well, disregarding what that might mean for us, and I remind you that there's still no us, technically. What does that mean for her? She's an outcast, a rebel, but she won the duel. Is there going to be anything else thrown at her?
Oh, no. That was more like a last hurrah for Nakatomi. Nowadays, it simply fades out and ignores. That is what doesn't get you into trouble. Of course, if she manages to run into unsavory characters during domain vaults and whatnot, well, there's nothing really you can do about that. An accident, I suppose.
Rio's just quiet for a moment and then goes, You realize that this isn't the most inviting prospect when you think about it. I've just had a look at what it means to be involved in everything there in the families. You have enormous responsibility and burdens placed upon you. It was enough to make Reiko do whatever she did.
Well, given my own observations of his that bright one, mentally.
Still, she was born and raised in that environment. He'll just kind of be like, and now, through no wish of my own, it's possible well, not possible. It's going to happen that one day I'm going to get tied up in all of it.
You do have the advantage in that your persona isn't Japanese native. Your patron isn't Minamoto no Toejiro.
And he'll just kind
You
of go.
won't.
Rhea will kind of interrupt and go, Surely the fact that Shax is my persona would be a disadvantage, no?
Oh, yes, when it comes to respect and recognition, it's a terrible disadvantage. But when it comes to the whole cutting loose, well, there's nothing to cut.
Right. Well, I suppose my last question about everything that happened there with the Fujiwaras on Tuesday is that Minamoto allowed this because he understood what was going on. But it was Katsume was throwing her honor up to try and save Reiko's, yes?
Yes. I suppose it does make for a good sub-story.
He just kind of pauses and goes, I mean, I can't really understand the motivation. I mean, I get that there was a matter of honor and discipline and the like involved, that it was an internal matter about cousins or whatever relation they actually are, but that kind of thing is just allowed. Katsume's in a very bad state right now.
Well, yes, considering that she suddenly got pushed into the foreground. I imagine that she was quite content to spend her life as an Akitomi, tending to the people as a servant. But if you do not make a claim and Minamoto chokes before you do, well, that leaves it to her father now, considering that Jun has no heir now. I imagine he's scrambling to make another one as we speak.
Okay, ignoring the grossness of the last part that she said. Yeah, we'll just be like, how could I mean, yes, I understand how, but how could I realistically make a claim? Who would support that? It would just be shouting out to the world, here I am, come put me down again.
Oh, on the contrary, your claim got a lot stronger. The Fujiwaras are the regents. The Nakatomi are simply servants to the earth. Did you know that their natural element is Zan, but they gave it up in order to quell the Bufu of the Minamotos?
I I don't see how I could have known that.
Oh, right. I guess because it's not written in history books.
Yes.
Oh, I guess now you know.
Yes, I do know now. Thank you for telling me that.
Right. If you have the F as your surname, well, you're pretty much seen as somebody who was destined to be connected to the Crystallanthian throne one way or the other. Especially if you're a woman. You know what they say about Fujiwara daughters?
Okay, just remind me, what did they say about them?
Well, no, it's just that they're very, like, most of them were married off to,
Okay,
emperors
yeah.
to be.
Alright. That's pretty much what I thought it was.
Yes.
Alright. Good. It's just I thought you were referencing an actual saying, and I've been confused this entire time.
No.
Okay, good. And he'll be like, right. He'll just be like, and now there's no one who's really supported by everyone.
No. It's a shame. Nakatomi's and only being able to have a single hair nowadays, thinning of the blood and all. But given that Katsumi Senior's wife is currently all a bit confined at the moment, there won't be any more Nakatomis coming out.
Rio doesn't know what's up with her mom. He'll be like, confined?
Oh, right. Well, the 101 is that there are three families that act as retainers and subservient to the three imperial families. And for the Fujiwara / Nakatomi, they are the Tengu. And the Tengu are basically like the Japanese version of the deal and the pledge. Do you know what those are?
Yes, I've heard about them.
Right. Well, I suppose Katsumi's mother, she made her way up to heaven. Literally.
Literally. She... Literally. Do you mean she's dead or she's in some sort of thing I'm not aware of?
She's in a deep trance that if she got woken from it, she would die. So I suppose she's dead.
I see. Well, I'm not sure this was appropriate to be revealed to me this way, though if it's something that's simply known, I'll remember that.
Right. When it comes to the deal and the pledge, considering that there aren't any particular gods that we ascribe to that are, as divisive as heaven and hell in there, where your little buddy is well associated with, we tend to go through the peaceful route, and the peaceful route just means that it's mental warfare rather than physical.
That doesn't sound much better.
Oh, I suppose. I mean, she got to say her goodbyes and all.
Right. Well then, he'll be like, so, no more legitimate claims to this position Minamoto is in for quite some time. Besides mine, if I want to reveal that to everyone.
Well, I suppose it would be Katsumi, though. I suppose that's why she particularly tried to stop Reiko from her tomfoolery. But, that is now her burden as well.
It seemed as though she had a very strong vision for what she wanted to do. It was in service to the country, but it wasn't that.
It really makes you think, doesn't
Yes, it does. Perhaps all of this would be easier to deal with if I hadn't been a complete outsider for so long. It's still hard to come to terms with how I feel about all this.
Well, you are one of them who have managed to last this long, choking. So you must be the real deal.
Mm. What does that mean?
Oh, right, right. You're not exactly the first person to claim that they were a timer.
Hmm. Right, I can't imagine, but I am.
Oh, ever since Yorimitsu choked it.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, usually somebody makes a claim within their respective families. They see how long it lasts, and they usually, well, die.
You realize that doesn't make me very enthusiastic about going through with what you want.
I mean, have you experienced any psychosis? Do you feel like your blood is boiling and trying to escape from you? Do you find it hard to sleep at night?
Okay, the last one has happened like 2 times. Has he ever had those other 2, Jess?
No.
Alright. And he'll be like, no, not particularly. Ignoring the last one.
Oh, good. Well, I'm pretty sure that you'll be okay then, unlike dear sister.
Hmm? Right. I'm just gonna remember that for later. There'll be a more pertinent time to ask her what she means by that.
Right, right. Anyway, she'll just kind of clap her hands. She'll be like, well, you asking me all of these questions. Well, do you think that we can get like a date for when, we do the transition of power?
He'll be like, no, I don't have anything planned.
You're not even going to give me a guesstimate?
Perhaps you could ask me again in a week or so. I'm sure I'll have more questions by then.
Oh, week? That's like forever.
Right. Well, in that case, I suppose I will let you know that though I am not making any attempts to dive into the responsibility, duties, and political connections that this would entail, I have been trying to work on what you said that I could do that proved I was one. I've been figuring out how to create demons. I think I've figured out the process.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then he'll be like, right. Well, if that's proof that I am what I am, I suppose that's good enough for now.
Are you always this carefully worded around women, or is that just a you thing?
You realize that you just asked me the same question twice.
Hmm.
And you'll be like, yeah, well, regardless, the answer is yes. It's not particularly women, but I do like to be clear.
Hmm. I believe in that sentence was quite convoluted, the opposite of clarity.
What was unclear about it?
Hmm. You started off by excusing yourself from any commitment. Then you changed the subject into something that you were working on.
Mm. You're going back in time quite a bit more than just one sentence. He'll be like, anyways, I simply was telling you that because, well, that's what I inquired about last time. And I was letting you know that I've at least accepted the truth. That, well, I am capable of making a legitimate claim.
I knew that. You said that last time. You are certainly capable of many things. That's why you're a mythopoetic. That's why you solidified your choice and have gotten a persona, however randomly you did. You have made your choices, though there are still many more choices that you need to make and execute on.
And he'll be like, right, well, like I said, no, I don't have a date in mind.
Oh, woe is me. I have to keep this up even more. I just want to go and write books, but I have to do this kind of stuff.
This kind of stuff?
Yes. Educating people, tiptoeing about on who we was and things.
Right. Well, surely it's not something you can look at as completely one of your duties. After all, educating me is the quickest way to get me to understand all the sides, and once I do that, I can easily make the decision.
Easily?
Yes. There's no reason to put something off if you don't have to.
You should stick more to that way of approaching things. Having authority, a certain directiveness, can get you a long way, especially when people are scurrying about trying to keep their hidden club still secret, as well as trying to overthrow what the public has already come to accept.
And he'll be like, right, well, I'll keep that in mind. Like I said, there's no reason not to if you have already. There's no reason to put off a decision you've already made. But also, like I said, I still think there's things I need to figure out first.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm going to go off, lest he gets worried about me.
Right. I don't have any reason to keep you any longer. Good day. What's her name? Arikawa. It's on her page. The name that isn't Hojo. Let me open this page.
Ashikaga.
Right. Good day, Ashikaga-san. I suppose he'd say senpai if she's here right now.
Do you want one of my books, by the way?
And he'll go, I won't refuse. If you give me one, I'll read it.
Maybe you really are Sundari. And she'll just kind of reach into her bag and she'll give you the Twin Tail Detective, the first 5 books in an anthology.
The first 5 books? That's... Rio will look down at it and be like, right, I suppose I can make time for this.
When you look at the cover, it looks exactly what Himiko looks like and wears.
Right. Not even gonna look surprised, but then just be like, right, well, I will read them. Good day, Ashikage-senpai.
Good day. And you do, even though it's for a tween audience, there should be something in there to stimulate your intelligence.
Well, I hope so. It does appear to be a mystery novel.
Right. Well, farewell, Ogata-kun.
Yeah. Does she say it like she did before again?
Yes.
God damn it, Yuri. Alright, well, bye. She can go, and Rio has no reason to stay in the basement class.
Alright, so I'm gonna use the bathroom,
Okay,
and then we will do Wrath soon.
cool. You go use the bathroom. Woo! Running unopposed.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
The fun is not having to fight my party member.
No, you just have to
I
fight.
mean, you're
Kitsumi.
running No. You're running unopposed in your generation. I mean, you still have to fucking... That's unopposed if Minamoto's dead.
Yeah.
The only problem.
Yeah, basically. I mean, well, everyone's saying he's gonna die soon.
Yeah, but it sounds like they've been saying that for 100 years. It's the problem.
I mean, look. We're not going to do it.
Dude, it's like 200 or something.
Okay, look, we're not going to do it because I am afraid of confronting Minamoto, but when he
Yeah.
loses his card, he will probably die.
Yeah. Who's gonna do it then?
Hey, look, when we get to the end of the game, Shin or whoever stole the cards from Shin will probably call them all back, even if we haven't collected them.
Yeah.
For their final attack.
It's a video game. Haha.
I mean,
By
yeah.
the way, thinking about that, we gotta step up our card pace. There's like 20 of those things. We should get one of those.
Yeah, we really need to screw over Kitsumi quickly.
Unless we can I doubt we can set a pace of multiple cards per week, so at one point we're gonna have to start picking up the pace.
Well, I suppose we could do Kitsumi and maybe Hamato in the same run.
Same run.
The problem is the XP cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably going to have to devise it into groups so that way not everybody's throwing around all the XP.
Yeah. I mean, assuming people actually are okay with the NPC, for the most part, it shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll get more XP for doing it. So I think it'll feed itself.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm going to be like Jess and go hit the bathroom.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.